Welcome back to Cockadoodle Coo, a show examining a serious potential threat to all of humanity, the chicken apocalypse. I'm your host, Pete Wallace.
Episode 5, Mutant Chickens and Chicken Diapers.
Welcome back. Today I'll be looking through some news headlines and discover some peculiar trends. Now, before we begin, let's get something straight. We've talked about the poultry propaganda battle before. Let's acknowledge that there just aren't many front-page headlines covering chicken news in the mainstream media outlets out there, and that just plays right into their dirty little claws. If we take a little more time and effort and dig deeper than first-glance, surface-level news coverage, we can get to the important chicken and egg news. That said, let's see what we find. As reported in The Independent back in August 2019, a study for 42,000 women over the course of 7 years concluded that replacing red meat with poultry could reduce the chance of breast cancer by about 15%. This just corroborates an earlier study at Harvard University in 2014. It's fairly clear. Science says to eat chicken. On WebMD and CNN.com earlier this month, another Harvard study was done over 3 decades and determined that an egg a day isn't likely to increase your risk of heart disease. Again, it should be fairly clear. Science also says to eat eggs. By the way, as in all episodes, links to all these news items will be included in the show notes. Here's another one published in The Independent from March of 2019. Outside a secondary school one morning, a dead fox was found riddled with peck marks. The school maintains their brood of free-range chickens ganged up on the fox. The head of farming at the school said there was a herd instinct and they attacked him with their beaks. He suggested in recent months the hens had learned how to deal with such a scenario. They have probably learned to defend themselves. Yeah, clearly. Perhaps that was simply a training exercise. Back in the U.S., an October 2019 article in the Denver Post highlighted a sculpture on display in the Denver Public Library. Artist Andreas Greiner, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, created a 30-foot-tall skeleton that looks like a dinosaur, but it's actually a chicken. An unnaturally tall, larger-than-life creation that looks quite terrifying, greeting everyone who walks in. Luckily, it was only on display through December of last year. Sounds like a great way to entice and welcome folks to the library. Seriously, though, the artist was undeniably trying to convey the significance of the threat chickens pose to society, and I applaud him for it. KFC was the first American food chain to open in China back in 1987. According to Eater.com, there are now over 3,000 KFC locations in China, and the chain has become more profitable than in the United States. KFC has become so popular there that the company has actually had to deny rumors it has a farm somewhere that raises mutant chickens with 6 wings and 8 legs. Legal action was taken to sort it all out. Amazing party tray possibilities aside, that better be only a rumor. It has been called the Great KFC Chicken Shortage. As reported in multiple news outlets, in February of 2018, roughly 2/3 of KFC's 900 locations in the UK were closed due to a supply problem with their delivery vendor, DHL. It was never made clear who was involved or exactly what happened. Many DHL people would only speak anonymously about the incident. But the bottom line is, KFC, a worldwide chain of chicken restaurants, was prevented from selling chicken. No one used the word sabotage or the word conspiracy. But the scale of this disruption cannot fall on a single individual, nor was this a simple accident or miscommunication. And now to the absurd, which I did not find in the tabloids. I came across a story in the U.S. News and World Report, dated February 2020, about, get this, emotional support chickens. Yes, emotional support chickens. This is a thing, and I don't need to go any further with it. I am not making this up. But wait, there's more. Chicken diapers. This is also a thing. In a 2018 Newser.com article, I learned of a, quote, booming business of luxury chicken diapers, unquote. One small startup reported selling up to 1,000 a month for $18 each. We are quite literally babying these beasts. And yet there's more. In December 2018, Newser.com reported a study at the University of Guelph, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, in Ontario, where they ran multiple tests attempting to measure a chicken's happiness. I can't tell whether this is a clever plan to placate chicken leadership, or this is our naive, overly accommodating Canadian friends about to learn a painful lesson. Were any conclusions published? No, because chickens are miserable creatures. In a 2018 Washington Post article, Silicon Valley elites have found a new way to live dangerously. For some convoluted reason, they have determined that chickens have become some sort of status symbol. These chickens wear diapers, of course, and have chefs, and eat organic salmon and watermelon and steak. Steak! Are these people trying to anger cows and ignite some kind of turf war? I wish I was kidding about these stories. This is the world we live in. We'll be back in a moment. After those last few absurdities, the next items are all the more necessary. One 2012 study reported that chickens recognize over 100 individual faces even after several months of separation, and chickens consider the future and practice self-restraint for the benefit of some later reward. In other words, they remember, and they are patient. A 2013 Scientific American feature story on the science of chicken behavior explains, and I quote, "Chickens can be deceptive and cunning, possess communication skills on par with those of some primates. When making decisions, the chicken takes into account its own experience and knowledge surrounding the situation. It can solve complex problems." Unquote. Deceptive and cunning. Not my words. A 2017 ScienceDaily.com article says, among other things, quote, "They make decisions based on what is best for them, and they can deceive one another, and they watch and learn from each other. So, you can add questionable ethics to their intelligence, and you have quite a dangerous combination." The bottom line? Chickens aren't just randomly going about their chicken lives, clucking around the barnyard in some meaningless, directionless fashion. Unless you remove their heads, of course. Clearly, their powers, and logically the danger to humans, is far greater than commonly thought. Allow me to connect some dots. Chicken diapers exist. Science says to eat chicken. Emotional support chickens are a thing. Schoolyard chickens gang up on and kill a fox. Science says to eat eggs. International chicken restaurant chain has its supply cut off. Science determines chickens are deceptive and cunning and make decisions based on what is best for them. So are we going to listen to science or not? Don't get soft. Do stop babying chickens. Am I not being clear? Support local farmers. Eat chicken and eggs regularly. If we eat them, they can't fight back, and the chicken overthrow threat will be averted. Don't forget to subscribe or follow this podcast to stay up on all the latest chicken apocalypse issues. And I'm now on Instagram and Twitter at Cockadoodlecoo. Until next time, educate yourself and spread the word. And tell a friend to listen in. Together, we can prevent the unthinkable.